got the promotion, bought a house, got everything I chased, called my mom to tell her. She didn't remember my name. For a second, I thought she was joking. I laughed and said, "Very funny, Mom." She laughed too. Then she asked who I was again. The laugh disappeared from my face. I hadn't talked to her in almost 8 months. Not because we fought, not because we hated each other. Life just kept getting in the way. At least that's what I told myself. I was working late, picking up extra shifts, saving money, trying to build the life I'd always wanted. Every time she called, I told myself I'd call back later. Most of the time, I forgot. When I bought my first house, she was the first person I wanted to tell. I remember staring at my phone before dialing her number. I was excited, proud. The kind of proud you want to share with someone who knew you before any of it mattered. She answered on the third ring. I said, "Mom, guess what?" She was quiet. Then she asked, "Who is this?" I smiled. I thought she was messing with me, so I said my name. Another pause. Then she said, "I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know that name. I just can't place it right now." Something felt wrong. Really wrong. A woman I didn't recognize picked up the phone. She introduced herself as a nurse. My stomach dropped. She explained that my mother had recently been diagnosed with dementia. Some days were better than others. Some days she remembered everything. Other days she struggled to recognize people she loved. I couldn't even remember the rest of the conversation. I just remember sitting there in my new living room. The house I'd worked years to afford. The house I wanted to make her proud of. She looked at me and smiled politely like I was a stranger. I spent 3 hours sitting beside her. We talked about the weather, the flowers outside her window, the birds she liked watching. Not once did she remember my name. When I got up to leave, she grabbed my hand. Then she said something I'll never forget. "You seem like a good man." I almost broke because she didn't know I was her son, but somehow she still knew she loved me. I visit her every Sunday now. Most weeks she doesn't remember who I am. Sometimes she thinks I'm an old neighbor. Sometimes she thinks I'm a nurse. Once she thought I was her brother. I stopped correcting her. It doesn't matter anymore. I still tell her about my job. I still tell her about the house. I still tell her everything. Not because she'll remember it tomorrow, but because one day she remembered every little thing about me. My first day of school, my favorite toy, my birthday, my fears, my dreams, everything. Now it's my turn to remember both of us. I got the promotion, bought the house, got everything I chased. The only thing I wanted was to tell my mom. And by the time I finally called, she couldn't remember.